this has the potential to be demoralizing, or you can simply say, all right, that's a hole in my game. I've got to level it up. Can he level it up and get right back in and stay in contention and be 1 to 2 wins away from a title shot again to try to right that wrong, no matter who's on the throne at that moment?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of demand for a rematch. That's not what you're saying. You're saying
No.
1 to 2. Here's the question you have to ask yourself. How far behind is DDP in the wrestling? And of course, the answer is not that you have to get him equal with Khamzat. I don't know if there's enough time in their lives for them to do that. The question you have to ask yourself is, does he have enough time and enough ability to, shut down, let's say, half the takedowns? So he got 12 on DDP. He only gets 6 in a 5-round fight. And that 6 difference is enough to change his competitive fortunes. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that. I think that I will say this, the gap between them in grappling skill is enormous. Sure. It is enormous. This is not a simple fix, which is another reason why his coach being get out there's, I know exactly what we have to work on. Well, yeah, because your guy got fucking audited. Like, everybody knows what he has to work on.
Name?
I forget. Can you look that up for us? It's on Submission Radio's YouTube channel. Shouts to Dennis.
Yeah. I mean, it's damaging, but you got to bounce back in a big way. You got to show us.
I mean, it's not like I don't think he's going to beat other good middleweights.
Sure.
Like, for sure I do. But it's a big fucking difference.
His name is Morn Visser.
They got weird names in South Africa, don't they?
I mean, that I don't think he has to change camps, and that's going to be the fix. But they all got to look in the mirror.
Yeah, dude, you got shown up in a big way. You couldn't do anything. I mean, literally, they could do nothing.
Well, that's why I hate when people do the boring thing and I don't hate it from the standpoint of you can't appreciate it if you think it's boring. Like I'm just doing it from the like, don't take away from how brilliant that actually is. This dude was a championship elite pound for pound breakout star, and he's laying there like a child.
Like I said, if you told RDR to do exactly what Khamzat did, if you told Fluffy could get closer, but even that, I don't think they could pull off what Khamzat did. What he did was skillful. I just feel like it's not unfair to say he made a choice to give up on the most important kinds of offense that are available, and I'm not a dickhead for noticing that.
All right, who's next for Khamzat opens up a big wad because we've got a lot of names. You certainly have Reinier de Ridder, who's won 4 UFC fights in like 6 months since joining and is on fire and getting better somehow every time. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, maybe more of a dark horse, but that shutdown performance of Roman Dolidze catapulted him up. The bigger one may be the September #1 contender bout headlining a fight night card between Nasruddin Imavov and Caio Borralho. Let's hear from the new champ regarding how quickly he can come back, when and who and all that, because I can't wait to see who it is. I got opinions about all of them, but here's Khamzat.
Do you still want to turn around and fight in Abu Dhabi?
We'll see what they say. I'm ready always, so no injuries. Thanks, God.
Who do you think is the most deserving contender to challenge you for that belt first?
I don't care about these things, bro. I just, where they give the money, I fight anyone.
He had said all fight week he wants to turn around and fight in Abu Dhabi. Is that something you would consider, or do you feel like with the heavyweight title already on that card, like he maybe?
I just had a kid fight Tuesday and wanted to turn around and come here. I would Abu Dhabi. I would definitely consider.
Yeah, and I mean, so many great potential contenders right now, right? We had the great Fluffy win, Reinier de Ridder. We have a huge fight in Paris. Are you just kind of waiting for the Paris one and then maybe see the lay of the land of who could be next?
I'm waiting for Tuesday, and then but yeah, I agree with everything you just said.
So, Luke, this is going to be interesting of who gets the nod. We talked at length about this heading into this card. We both felt Nasruddin, even if it's kind of an impressive win, may not have the clout or the company protection or momentum, however you want to phrase it. I think I would want most RDR next. The streak he's on, the fact that naturally he could have that kryptonite on the ground where not only he could prevent that grappling takeover, he could provide a counter threat with a submission that makes that look a lot different. And then I think that striking battle would be very interesting in that fight because RDR is dangerous in weird ways, but maybe that gives Chimaev an opportunity to really show us what he can do there. Who do you think it will be? And who do you want at this point after this fight?
I think my most interesting question is probably going to be Fluffy. For me, I'm going to rank Fluffy, again, not as the #1 contender exactly, but in answer to your question, who has the best chance of giving I would pick Chimaev over anybody, I think, right now.
Yes.
But who's got a best chance? I'd say Fluffy 1, maybe Kaio 2. I'm less committed to that one. And maybe RDR 3. And the reason why is on the feet, I certainly think... on the feet, by the way, Chimaev is skillful, but not lights out. Powerful.
He's a little basic. Right?
Basic, powerful. He's powerful, and that counts. But that's not... Like, his ability to meaningfully set up and execute without being defensively vulnerable is suspect.
He's also got to develop that kick game more.
Yes, I totally agreed. I mean, he can punch. I mean, there's no question he can punch. But what I would say is the RDR factor is he's going to get taken down and he's going to get put in bad positions. What you have to bank on is, can RDR do funky jiu-jitsu stuff to counter it? I don't know. I don't know.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I feel like Hernandez has the best chance of making that one real tough for Chimaev down the stretch.
I do feel like, with the Chimaev win, it resets things because, DDP had been on top there for a while and fought all the big names in a row. But I wonder if this helps Fluffy's chances because he brings, as much as RDR is an interesting counter because of the submission game, Fluffy's got the cardio to max, the wrestling to potentially match. I said max, not match. I wonder if this helps him potentially propel. Like, let's say Imavov versus Bohalio is a dud. Imavov gets a somewhat disputed but boring. Let's just say that happens. Could you see Fluffy getting pushed in because he's hot? He represents a interesting, over the Mexican American fan base. I mean, there's a couple of things suddenly going in his way that I wonder if this title change made it more possible.
I think they're going to go with what makes the biggest splash. Hernandez is a hardcore fan's delight. I'm not sure how much more on the wider, but here's the problem, dude. Like, are any of these middleweight guys, Kaio, RDR, or Fluffy? Yes, some stand out more than the others, but none is exactly like, am I being wrong, Luke? Which of these contenders that we're talking about here do you feel like has really captured the imagination of the fan base? RDR?
It's got to be RDR, but
Yeah.
I'm
It's
in
not
agreement.
unanimous.
I'm in agreement with you, Luke. I think give the shot to Fluffy next against Chimaev. Do DDP, RDR, and sorry, Kaio, Imavov. You guys are in no man's land until
Dude, DDP RDR has the capacity for, I mean, I wouldn't call it Shogun Hua and Hendo, but I would say cats in a bag.
Yeah,
Two cats in a bag.
It'd be wild cats in a bag stuff going on right there. Damn, this is interesting. Obviously, Sean Strickland is kind of quasi in this mix. He's coming off a loss, though, 2 in his last 3, both against DDP, however. And
Does Strickland have a fight lined up?
he doesn't, but
Okay.
I think that, if he did and could get a quick win
Yes,
here.
that
because
would be interesting.
About the Chimaev calendar, if he comes back October against whoever they put him in, well, if he gets a quick win there, I'm not saying he will, but if he does, you could even bring him back in January for the debut on Paramount if you wanted to, right? Like, 'cause you got to think, you got to put somebody in that main event who's got big time momentum and has a splash.